Hello from Joplin, Missouri. This 2018 ACCA Men's Basketball Tournament continues on. We're in the consolation bracket. It's the 7th seed Ozark Christian taking on the 6th seed Champion Christian. Hi, everybody. Chris Shima, glad to be with you here today. Ozark coming in 11-18, winning the opening game on Wednesday against AFLBS and then losing to Carolina Christian yesterday. Champion coming in 11-14. They lost to Kansas in the opening round, so both of these teams looking for a victory to put them in the 5th place game, which would be tomorrow against Rama as we take a look at the updated brackets. Let's meet both of these teams' starters. First, for Chris Lamb's team, Ozark Christian starting number 11, Nick Marshall, number 21, Jordan Walters, number 30, Deion Clark, number 35, Bryce Money, and number 45, Tanner Moore. For Champion Christian today, and head coach Jesse Bird, starting number 2, Anton Pirtle, number 20, Trayvon Reed, number 22, Cody Connor, number 25, Pargo Williams, number 35, DeMarcio DeVoyle. So the winner gets the 5th place game, which will be tomorrow at 10:45. The loser is waking up early. 9 a.m. game, 7th place game. They'll take on Providence in that one. As we're underway, these two teams, by the way, are meeting for the second time this season. They did meet once in the regular season, and Champion Christian won that meeting. Ozark controls. Ozark ran into a steamroll in Carolina Christian yesterday. I mean, Carolina Christian has everybody nervous. The 2 seed dominated Ozark and coasted in the second half. They were up at one point in the first half, 30-8. So Champion and Ozark, two teams not so far apart. As I mentioned, played once in the regular season. Tigers with possession, extra opportunity. Cody Connor comes up with the rebound. I'm trying to find the score. I'll let you know what the score was to their game here in just a second. It was 80-75 in favor of Champion. So we expect a pretty close contest. Both teams off the mark here in the early going. This is game number 5 of 8 today. We're past the midway point in the tournament as well. It's game number 13 of 22, culminating with the men's final tomorrow at 6. Reed for 3. Champion gets on the board. I will tell you, folks, that the voice is hanging on by a thread, so I'm going to tone down the usual amplification, and it's going to be a very, what I like to call an NPR kind of a play-by-play today. Very relaxed and easy on my vocal cords. Oh, that shot was missed. I could do Jim Nantz doing golf if you guys want me to do that play-by-play. I don't want to put you to sleep that much, though. But if you're looking for Dick Vitale, it ain't here. Marshall lost it out of bounds. Sloppy start for Ozark. We do have the YouTube chat going if you guys want to give us a shout. Caleb rooting on the GOAT, Cody Connor. Cody Connor, the senior. Pargo Williams, the senior. Those, I believe, are the only two. I thought Chris Lamb's team had one senior, but I'm not seeing it on the roster, so their career is winding down here in Joplin. Connor traveled at the basketball. Mentioned it yesterday. Still no time in the schedule to allow it. Want to sit down with Cody Connor, talk about his time in China. Ain't going to happen. If you like all the pretty scoreboards and stuff, then got to stay busy. Don't have time to talk to the kids as much as I would like to, but maybe tomorrow morning. Jumper in the lane by Moore is good. Ozark gets on the board. We're just about 3 minutes in, and it's 3-2. This is Pargo Williams. Surveys, takes it to the elbow. Mid-range shot is too strong. Money the board. 3 more semifinals coming up. 2 men's semis and Arlington and Providence on the ladies' side. For the men, Arlington against College of Divinity will be 15 minutes after this game is over. And then approximately 9:30 tonight, Central Time, it's Kansas against Carolina. This is Clark. Clark to the bucket, fouled on the floor. First foul of the ball game. Connor called for the foul. Clark in the corner. Money on the wing. Misses the 3. Offensive rebound, Tanner Moore. Walters. Clark floats it up. Yes. So in a game we expect to be back and forth, it's Ozark 4, Champion 3. Pike in the corner. Pargo Williams is fouled. So both teams now with a team foul. And the guilty party is Clark. Williams guarded by Walters. Looks like Ozark in a zone here. Good ball movement. Reed, deep 3. Missed it short. Pirtle, put back, no. How about Connor? Nope. Pirtle stays with it. He got whacked. Team foul number 2 on Ozark. Bucket in the lane is good as Pargo Williams scores. Champion back up by 1. Marshall to the cutter, Clark. Scoops it out to Walters for 3. Pirtle the rebound. The games where the teams have been familiar with each other in this tournament, as Pirtle has it stripped, are usually the more entertaining ones to watch. We saw a good semifinal on the women's side between Rama and Randall, who played twice in the regular season. These two teams have met, so when there's familiarity, it usually leads to better competition. We'll step aside. Timeout by Champion. Coming back in just a moment. Back in Joplin, 15 minutes left to go. We're just settling into this consolation game. The 7 seed Ozark Christian and the 6 seed Champion Christian. And it's 5-4 in favor of the Tigers as Connor travels. Marshall into the forecourt. Clark, top of the key. Money. Marshall drives baseline, extra pass to Moore. Yes, again in the lane. Moore had a tough game against Carolina. Everybody had a tough game against Carolina, Christian, yesterday, but good to see Moore getting it back together. A couple of early buckets for him. He's got 4 of the Ozark 6. Connor, catch and shoot. Oh, yeah. You give him an inch, he'll make that every time. Cody Connor, 51% shooter overall from the field. Over 2,000 points this season in his career. Not just this year. Zone for the Tigers. That's going to be a kick ball. Shot clock resets to 20. Walters is out. Connor McKenzie checks into the game. Marshall top of the key. McKenzie swings it out. It's Clark, the floater, no, and another foul is called, and this appears to be one of those whistle-happy kind of a games. Both teams with 2 team fouls here in the early going. Dion Clark, 79% during the regular season, goes to the line. In and out on the first free throw. Free throws have been a problem in this tournament on the men's and women's side. Players over 80% for the season that can't hit them. Something about the rims in Joplin. Missed them both. Offensive rebound by Connor McKenzie, and then he's fouled. So McKenzie gets free throws. 8 team fouls now. 3 team fouls on Champion. Ben Middleton coming into the game for Ozark. Champion coming off a heartbreaking loss in the opening round in the quarterfinals to Kansas. The Falcons hit a 3-pointer with 1 second left, just over 1 second left, and they escaped 79-77. Cody Connor, back-to-back triples for Champion on the offensive end. They lead by 4. Connor McKenzie drives in. Here's Marshall from Steph Curry range. Missed it side iron. Good box out by Pike, who pulls down the board. Pike double-double threat at 13.7 points, 8.1 rebounds. Trayvon Reed, the top assist man in the ACCA at 8 a game. And Pike thought somebody was cutting that did not cut, so that's a turnover. And DeMarcio DeVoyle will come into the game now. Pirtle will come out of the game. Money. He's going to be called for steps. Trouble with the ball from the get-go. So it's going to be a quick turnaround either way, as the 7th and 5th place games will be played tomorrow, 9 a.m. and 10:45 a.m. 6 games tomorrow to wrap it up. 3rd place games, women's at 12:30, men's at 2:15, then the championships at 4 and 6. DeMarcio DeVoyle called for the offensive foul. 4 already on Champion. Money, the bounce pass to Marshall. McKenzie, yes. So Ozark getting what they want in the post here in the early going. Meanwhile, the Tigers have gotten it done from the outside. Both teams have played zone for the most part here in the first 8 minutes. Nice defense. Connor McKenzie able to tap it to Marshall for the steal. Clark, McKenzie, Money in the corner. Guarded by Connor. Cross court, Marshall for three, no. Rebound controlled by Reed, who's pushing. 3-on-2, DeVoyle, yes. Nick Marshall into the forecourt. Money from the free throw stripe to the cutter, Middleton, yeah. Unselfish play from both teams here in the early stages of this one, and it's been close like we thought it would be. Pargo Williams. Cody Connor will try it from this side. Yep. Cody Connor is on fire. 3 3-pointers. The senior who averages 24.6 points per game. He's got 9 already of the 16 for Champion. Driving in. Ooh. Bryce Money took a hard foul and landed awkwardly, and he stays down. So we're going to take time as Bryce Money is slow to get up. Injury timeout. We'll be back here in just a moment. So Bryce, wind knocked out of him. Imagine he's seeing double right now. It'll be interesting to watch these free throws. 66% free throw shooter, the junior from Wichita. Rims in the first. Alex Pettival coming on for Ozark. Coming out, Nick Marshall. Bryce Money connects on both of those. 5 team fouls now on Champion. Just 2 so far for Ozark, nearing the midway point of this first half. Pargo Williams in the corner, skies it to Connor. Connor, good ball movement, looking for Pike, had to save it. Williams from the baseline, got it to go. That was not bad defense by McKenzie. Pargo Williams stroking it from the baseline with the hand in his face. Pettival. Deion Clark, the step back 3, it's good. Another contested make. Trayvon Reed. One of 2 players, he and Austin Pike, the only 2 players from the state of Arkansas. Champion from Hot Springs. DeVoyle, second effort, no. Rebound to Ben Middleton. Money. Middleton, corner 3. Off the back of the rim. Reed pulls down the rebound. Pargo Williams to the cutter, DeVoyle. Nice unselfish play by Pargo, who passed up the baseline shot. DeVoyle, 50% free throw shooter, will go to the line. 3 team fouls now on Ozark as Pettival picked up his first. Anton Pirtle back out there. Pargo Williams goes to the bench. DeVoyle's a guy off the bench today, is usually a starter. Double-double threat at 13.5 per ball game. 9.6 rebounds. Free throw shooting has been a struggle, though, as I mentioned. just 50% on the season. Money's pass taken away. Money takes it right back. McKenzie, the rocket to Middleton. Shot is short. Rebound to Pike. Reed into the forecourt now. Pike. Here's Pirtle, the reverse, no. DeVoyle tried for the offensive rebound. It's taken away by McKenzie. Clark on the baseline, gets it over to McKenzie. Can't get it in the lane from about 8 feet. Reed. Here's Pike. Pirtle back to Reed. Pike looking cross court for Connor, and that's deflected out. Last touch by Middleton. 4 on the shot clock for the Tigers. They're going to have to go quickly. Ben Harris is in. Money will sit down. Top of the key. Pike, he's fouled by Deion Clark. He can't believe it. So 3 shots now for Austin Pike. 4th team foul on Ozark. Austin Pike, 73% free throw shooter during the season. Good on 2 of them so far. Nick Marshall back in for Ozark. Deion Clark sits down after picking up his 2nd. So all 3 are good. Champion by 5 over Ozark. Marshall flips it to Pettival. Marshall near side. McKenzie in the corner. Middleton throws it away. Good anticipation by Pike. Pike looks to push. No. Underneath Pirtle to Pike. Pike can't get it the second time either, and this time Middleton corrals. McKenzie to Marshall. Bounce passes it out. McKenzie floater in the lane. Off the back of the rim. Doesn't get the friendly bounce. Trayvon Reed. 7 minutes to go here in the opening half. Catch and shoot by Connor. His first miss from behind the arc. Connor, 3 3-pointers. He's got 9 points. DeVoyle from Pike. And another foul is called on Ozark. DeMarchio DeVoyle back at the line, missed a couple earlier. Both teams with 5 team fouls. Connor and the officials are talking. Cody Connor, the captain for Champion. Not happy about something. Well, DeVoyle's struggles continue at the charity stripe. Tanner Moore coming into the game. Connor McKenzie, good minutes off the bench for the freshman from Indianapolis for Ozark. DeVoyle finally gets one to go. And the lead is 6 now for Champion, 22-16. Ben Harris. Here's Marshall. Still zone for Ozark. Pettival. Threw it in the backcourt. So backcourt violation. We'll give the ball back to Champion. 6:30 left to go here in this opening half. Chris Sheeman, glad to be with you. Consolation game. The winner will play Rama in the 5th place game tomorrow at 10:45. The loser gets Providence in the 7th place game. That'll be at 9 a.m. Catch and shoot. Newly inserted Logan Smith can't get the 3 to go. Did Pirtle deflect it? Yes, he did. Nice job. That was Austin Pike. My apologies. Making the great offensive play to earn an extra possession for his team. Catch and shoot for Reed. Corner 3 is no good, and rebound controlled by Ozark. They called a foul on the Tigers. It was 2 Ozark players who were bumping each other for the rebound. I'm not sure what they called on Champion. They called a technical? Yeah, they called a T. Well, Cody Connor was complaining. Austin Pike picks up the T. So Nick Marshall will shoot it. 17 fouls now. Pike, 2 personals. Like Rasheed Wallace said, ball don't lie. Nick Marshall misses the first. One out of 2. So Ozark will get the ball back. It should be well, there was a foul on it. So there's 17 fouls. Because the foul was called before the technical foul, there's no 1-and-1. Middleton just traveled, yep. Clear as day, so inside 6 minutes to go. Champion will get it back leading by 5. Reed over to Williams, who's back out there. Logan Smith to Connor. The rainbow 3 off the back iron. Skying for the rebound, Pirtle, and we have a foul called on Ozark. That'll be their 6th. Tanner Moore called for the foul, his first. 2 subs. Money back out there. McKenzie also back out there. Harris is out, also Middleton. Pargo Williams will set up the offense for the Tigers. Bounce pass goes to Reed. Williams cross court to Smith. Good ball movement, shot clock winding down, and then a kick ball. That'll reset it to 20. DeMarcio DeVoyle coming back into the game. DeVoyle gets the bounce pass from Reed. Swings it out to Pargo Williams, who was unable to save it. So backcourt violation, the call. Ozark will get it back. This game has not had a lot of flow to it. A lot of fouls, a lot of herky-jerkiness, turnovers. There's Pettival, the bounce pass to Money. Back to Pettival from Moore. Moore, turnaround shot right at the lane off the back iron. Rebound to Pirtle. Reed to the cutter, Williams. Doesn't get it to go. The putback by Pirtle is good. 24-17, a low-scoring game. Champion in control. Pettival driving in, draws the foul. Alex Pettival will go to the line to shoot 2. Ozark came into this tournament after losing in the opening round of the Southwest Regional to Dallas. Prior to that, they won their MCCC conference tournaments. It was the first time that Ozark had won that conference tournament since 2013. They have 6 tournaments, 6 regular season MCCC titles since 1962. That conference, one of the long-standing small college conferences in the United States. The MCCC has been around since the early 60s. McKenzie, another foul. And Pirtle's beside himself. Called for a blocking foul, and that's team foul number 9, so 1-1 for Connor McKenzie. You know, I understand what the textbook definition of a foul is, but you've got a guy, Connor McKenzie, was out of control, and to whistle the defender while he's out of control and bail him out is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. I will keep in mind, folks, this is game 5 of 8 for me, and it's been a long day too, so there's a little frustration and a lack of flow in this game on my part probably in there, but I'm sorry, you just don't make that call, textbook or not. How about DeVoyle? Nice footwork. 28-19. Money. Marshall, another kickball. So shot clock goes back to 20 from 15. Jordan Walters in for Ozark. So Pettival sits down. Nick Marshall. McKenzie cut off. Cross court. Marshall for 3. Yes. Nick Marshall, 49% three-point shooter, one of the best in the ACCA. And a much-needed bucket for Ozark. Trayvon Reed. Oh, extra pass. Unselfish play. That's why I thought Champion might have had a shot at competing. 21.3 assists per game. I mean, they lost a heartbreaker yesterday. They are one shot away from the semifinals. And it's unselfish play like that. That's a big reason why I thought they'd be competitive in this tournament. Money thought about the step back, pass deflected. Here's Marshall underneath. McKenzie, the back door is wide open. Inside 2 to go here in the opening half. It's been, despite the raggedness of the game, pretty quick moving first half as DeVoyle lays it up and in. So no post defense on either possession. First, here's Money for 3, yes. Ozark starting to get it together offensively. Might not go into the locker room with a lead, but if nothing else, give them some momentum. How you close a half is so important, so underrated, that part of the game. Whether it's quarters in the women's game or in the NBA or the way you close the half in the college game, it really does make a difference. How about that dime from McKenzie? Moore lays it up and in. Good run here at the end of the first half for Ozark. Money deflects, and he stepped out of bounds. Looks like Champion's going to call timeout as they see their lead starting to slip away. Timeout by Jesse Bird and company. We'll be back. Welcome back, everybody. 49.9 seconds left to go. Krishima, glad to be back with you. The Tigers, well, there's a big enough difference between game and shot clock. They could try for a 2-for-1 here. Most college teams don't do the 2-for-1. Pargo Williams to the bucket. Nice move by Pargo. 34-29. So one-shot time for Ozark here. Bryce Money. Walters. Both teams have been in a zone pretty much all afternoon. From deep, it's Marshall. Airballs it. 2 seconds left to work with from half court. Pike. And that's how the first half comes to an end. So this consolation game, Champion leading 34-29. We'll take a 15-minute break, come back with the second half here in just a little bit. Start of the second half, it's Champion 34, Ozark 29, consolation game in the 36th annual ACCA Men's Basketball National Championship. Chris Sheeman, glad to be back with you. Take a look at the first half numbers as Cody Connor scores to start the party in the second half. Ozark actually outshot Champion by a score of 46%, or a percentage of 46% to 38%. But how about this rebounding? 27-9. Champion with 14 offensive rebounds to just 1. They took 12 more shots, ended up hitting 3 more field goals. Leading scorers in the ball game, Cody Connor now with 13 on 5 of 12 shooting with 7 rebounds. 9 points for Tamarkio DeVoyle with 5 boards. Pargo Williams has 6. Leading scorer for Ozark is Tanner Moore. He's got 6 points. Connor McKenzie, Bryce Money, and Dion Clark all with 5 apiece. So those are your first half numbers. Again, it's offensive rebounding. That has really helped Champion out to this 5-point advantage. Chris Sheeman, glad to be with you. As I mentioned, it's the PBS version of the broadcast, toning it down a little bit. Rest in my voice. This is game number 5 of 8 for us here today at Ozark. We started at 9 a.m. and we're going to end at probably about 9:30 Central Time with our last game tipping off around then. Overall, this is game number 13 out of 22 here at Ozark in this 2018 men's and women's tournament. 3 fouls on DeVoyle, who will have to be somewhat careful now as Champion picks up the first foul of the half. So Ozark cuts it to a 1-possession game as both teams settle into this second half. Open look, and the 3-ball rims in for Reed. Trayvon Reed, 30% from behind the arc during the regular season. Gets it to go here. We have had just a little bit, knock on wood, nothing too major, but just to alert you if it becomes worse than it is, because all of the equipment's been running for now 2.5 days straight, as Cody Connor goes right to the bucket. Things starting to overheat a little bit, so trying to keep everything cool. Hot electronics is no bueno for good broadcasts. So far, so good, though, but just alerting you, we might have to go away for a couple minutes and let things cool down. Reed bounce passes it out. Pargo Williams back to him. Thought about it. 12 to shoot. DeVoyle, trouble with it. Able to gather. Out to Williams, 6 to shoot. Pargo Williams attacks and draws the foul on Tanner Moore. Well, a pet peeve of coaches from coast to coast. Fouling somebody with the shot clock winding down. Pargo Williams, 70% free throw shooter, gets it to go. So both teams with a team foul here in the early going. We have the score wrong, it looks like. Might have given Ozark a bucket instead of Champion, so 43 to 33. That's what happens midway through a long day. So that's the correct score, at least that's what it shows on the scoreboard here. 43 to 33, Champion by 10. The winner of this game goes to the fifth place game. That'll be at 10:45 tomorrow. The loser will play Providence. That will be in the 7th place game at 9 a.m. Traveling is the call on Nick Marshall. So the ball goes back to the Tigers from Hot Springs, Arkansas. Good energy in this game from the Tigers. I mentioned it in the first half. They're coming off a heartbreaking loss yesterday, and sometimes these consolation games can be a little iffy, especially on an emotional game that, like the one champion played against Kansas yesterday. But credit the Tigers, taking care of business at least through the first part of this second half. Pargo Williams, no. Tip for the rebound. Coming up with it was Pirtle. He ran into his own teammate and stepped out of bounds. Oh, no, he called time. Alert play by Pargo Williams. So we'll step aside and come right back. .33 Tigers with the basketball, 10-point lead here in the consolation game. Chris Sheeman, glad to be back with you. Pirtle and Reed playing hot potato with it. Now Pargo Williams on the near side. Connor, quick toss to DeVoyle, couple of fakes. Patient offense, that's the way to do it in the post. Champion by 12. Walters on the near side. Up top, it's Money. Ball deflected. Marshall is there. Here's Walters. 11 to shoot. Clark right of the lane. In and out on the shot. Rebound to Pirtle. Reed looks to push. Pargo Williams from the baseline. Missed it short. Money. Scoops it to Clark. Walters over to Marshall. Corner three by Tanner Moore. Yes. Tanner Moore is 34% three-point shooter. He can hit the long-range shot. Cuts the deficit down to 9. Pass around the perimeter are the Tigers. Looking in for DeVoyle. Good anticipation. Nick Marshall poked it away. Money swings it out. Clark for three. No. Tip for the rebound. It comes to Reed. Reed will wait for his teammates. Good job by Ozark sprinting back on defense. Reed toss to Connor on the left. Cody Connor pull up in the lane. Yes, with the hand in his face. So the lead is 11 for Champion. Marshall, top of the key, it's Money. Bounce pass over to Clark in the corner. Sends it back to Walters. Toss to Money. Good cut by Money. Nice pass by Marshall. Clark left open. Hesitated, stepped left, and buried it. Baseline three by Dion Clark, his second three-pointer of this second half. Clark, 15 points per ball game. About 5 rebounds, 3.5 assists, 35% shooter from downtown. Good season for Dion. He was one of the names that stood out. When you do this tournament for a number of years, you start to recognize the names. Guys like Cody Connor there and Dion Clark, one of the leaders for Ozark. Connor McKenzie, good first half for him off the bench, replacing Walters. Austin Pike checking in for Champion. Pike. This is Reed in the corner, back to Pike, Austin Pike. Off the bench, averaging almost 14 points per game. Trayvon Reed threw it out of bounds. So Ozark hanging around. They fell behind by as many as 12, but now it's down to 8. Still plenty of time in this game. Marshall. McKenzie, Reed in the lane, off the back iron. McKenzie follows it. A for effort for Connor McKenzie. So that biggest lead of Champion, that was 12, cut in half down to 6. Connor turnaround shot is short. Pike the rebound. Pike, extra pass to Pirtle on the reverse, got it to go. Now it's a steal by Reed. Good anticipation by Reed, lazy inbounding by Ozark. Pike over to Connor, all alone, yes! Cody Connor having a great game here this afternoon and now evening. Money had it poked away, able to get it back. Still plenty of time on the shot clock, inside 12 to play. Marshall steps to the elbow, yes. Free throw line extended, Nick Marshall gets it to go. Pargo Williams, cross court. It's Pike. 10 to shoot for Champion. Reed will fire way off. Marshall, the rebound. Bryce Money for 3, missed it. Rebound is going to be deflected. Who touched it last? They say Ozark. Ben Middleton checking into the game for Ozark. Reed on the near side. Here's Cody Connor, money on him. Connor gets a screen, drives, missed it short. And McKenzie the rebound, looking to push. Outlet goes to Marshall, yes. So Champion's lead is 7 as we near the midway point of this second half. Driving and scoring, Cody Connor plus the foul. Cody Connor will go to the line, try to complete an old school three-point play. Alex Pettival coming in for Nick Marshall. Connor 70% at the line. Missed that one short. Middleton the board. So the palindrome, 54-45. Ozark hanging around. Middleton with the fake. And that's going to be deflected out, last touched by the Tigers. Active hands defensively for Champion. Deion Clark, pocket picked, and they say he touched it last. Great defense, Trayvon Reed. Austin Pike up top. Nice pass. Oh, Cody Connor, how did he miss that one? He's upset with himself. Turnover gives the ball back to Ozark. Pedival into the forecourt. Marshall on the left wing. Cutter is money, and he's fouled. It's been a clean second half. There were a lot of fouls in the first half. Teams adjusting. Both teams with 2 team fouls. That's it so far. 9:27 left to go. Knock on wood there. McKenzie over to Middleton. He'll launch for 3. Can't get it to go. Reed pulls down the rebound. Ben Middleton, 28% three-point shooter. Not really his game. In transition, it's Pargo Williams increasing the lead to 11. Tigers have led by as many as 12 in the game. Nick Marshall steps back. McKenzie drives in, out to Middleton. Middleton, hard move, strong move by Ben Middleton. Middleton, 47% shooter off the bench. Inside 9, actually approaching 8.5 left to go in this one. Trayvon Reed. 9 points, 8 assists per game, 4.5 rebounds, 3.7 steals for Reed. Williams over to Pike. Pike gets it to go from the baseline. Scooped over to Money. Middleton driving on the baseline. Marshall, top of the key. McKenzie fakes the shot. Out to Middleton. Rises over Connor. Good defense by Cody. Pike with the board. Reed turns on the Jets to Connor. No, but he's fouled. Cody's upset with himself again. Missing a couple easy bunnies here in the second half. Cody, as I mentioned, 70% on the season. Free throw goes in and out. Cody frustrated. Tanner Moore returns. Ben Middleton goes to the bench. So 1 out of 2 for Cody. That matches the biggest lead of the day for Champion, 59-47. The lead a dozen. Money, that ball was kicked. All semifinals from here on out today. The men's semifinal between Arlington and Los Angeles coming up about 15 minutes after this game concludes. At approximately 7:40, it'll be Arlington and Providence on the women's side. And then the second men's semifinal at approximately 9:25 will be Kansas and Carolina. Pedival, who shoots just 29% from behind the arc, gets that 3 to go, and it's single digits again. Reed toss to Pike. Pirtle back to Pike. Alley-oop. Connor hit hard. He's okay, it looks like. Slow to get up. Shot clock winding down. DeVoyle just beat it, but it was short. Here comes Ozark. Marshall cut off. Out to McKenzie. Can't get it to go. Offensive rebound poked away. Connor comes up with it. Numbers for Champion. Pirtle. Correction, Pike lays it off the glass and in. Pedival out to Money for three. In and out. Rebound controlled by Pike. Now there's going to be a frustration foul by Ozark. That'll be the fourth. Pargo Williams coming back into the game. Cody Connor will get a break. I believe this is the first time he's come out of the game. Winner of this game will play Rama for 5th place. That'll be at 10:45 tomorrow. The men's 7th place game between the loser of this game and Providence will be at 9 a.m. As of now, the plan is to, well, we'll certainly have both of them for you to watch. Audio will be probably missing out of the first game, though. DeVoyle, as the shot clock was winding down, Champion their biggest lead now at 13, 63-50. Nearing 5 minutes left to go. Things starting to look bleak for Ozark, but they've been able to find a way to get back in it. Pedival can't get that to go. Pargo Williams over to Pike. Pike for three, yes. Champion is pouring it on. Much needed bucket for Ozark there. Nick Marshall always seems to be the guy when Ozark needs a big one. It's either Marshall or Clark. Sometimes Money's in there as well. Pike over to Pirtle. Pargo Williams, the fadeaway, way off. McKenzie the rebound. Here comes Ozark. Money from the free throw line extended, gets it to go. So back-to-back buckets for Ozark. The lead is 12, nearing 4 minutes to go. And it looks like we're going to get a timeout by Champion, so we'll step aside to take one more look at the men's All-Americans. .409 left to go in this consolation game. It's Champion 66 and Ozark 54. Trayvon Reed, Pargo Williams, back to Reed. Running some clock here. Champion Reed with the shot clock expiring is short on the three. Rebound controlled by Tanner Moore. Don't want to get too relaxed if you're Champion. This one's still not over. Ozark's got some good offensive weapons, as you see McKenzie on the reverse, so 6-0 run for the Ambassadors. Cutting it to 10, they show a trap here. Here's Pike. Pike strong to the bucket, yes! That's a man's move from Austin Pike. Tanner Moore hit one from there earlier, got his second. So the Ozark run is 9-2 now. 3-possession game. Reed almost had his pocket picked, and that's a 10-second violation. Cody Connor, by the way, has come back into the game. We're going to see DeVoyle return. Champion getting sloppy here in the waning minutes. So, plenty of time for Ozark here. McKenzie is going to be fouled. That's just the 3rd on Champion, so they can stay aggressive. How about that 3? 12-2 run for Ozark as they cut it down to 6. Timeout, Chris Lamb. We'll be back. Ozark with a 12-2 run. The lead was 16 at one point. 66-50. 2-possession game now, as Ozark's trap has started to frustrate the Tigers. Cody Connor underneath, foul called as Pike got hit on the arm. Austin Pike, 73% free throw shooter. 3-possession game now, out to 7. 5 team fouls on Ozark, still 3 for Champion, so they can stay plenty aggressive over the final 2:25 of this one. Pettival into the lane. Up top, Money thought about it. Connor able to close. Pettival threw it away. It was tipped by DeVoyle, the steal by Connor. Champion approaching 2 minutes, still in control of this one. Reed out to Pike. 10 to shoot. Reed over to Williams. Cutting his Pike. Can't get it to go. Oh, DeVoyle using his size and muscle to just rip that rebound away. He'll go to the line with 1:39 to play. He has struggled from the charity stripe on the season, 50%. And he's short on that one. One out of 2. So the lead is back to 9 for Champion. Still not out of the realm of possibilities for Ozark. Got to go quick, though. Money, the step back. Cody Connor closed on that beautifully. So it's looking like Champion will advance to the 5th place game. Ozark will fall to the 7th place game. Champion will also win their 12th game of the year. Ozark will fall to 11-19. Champion will improve to 12-14. Late whistle. DeVoyle is fouled again. We'll have some more free throws here. Champion will also win the 2nd straight game against Ozark this year. Remember, they met during the regular season. 5-point victory for Champion. So to lead back to double digits. Again, 15 minutes after this game is done, we'll have our first men's semifinal between Arlington and Los Angeles. Right now that's looking at, I'd say, about 5:55 start time there. Maybe closer to 6. So 1 out of 2 again at the line. Inside a minute to go here in this consolation game. That 3 off the mark. Walters can't get it to go, and Reed into the forecourt. Pike. And Pike's going to be fouled with 12 on the shot clock and 36 on the game clock. So a chance for Champion to put a little extra frosting on the cake in this victory. Pike, 73% again at the line. Front end of the 1-and-1 is no good on the 8th team foul. Here comes Ozark. Walters, and Walters is fouled. That's just the 4th on Champion, so. So Providence and Ozark will start our day tomorrow at 9, followed by Rama and Champion. An hour 45 after that game, 10:45 Central Time. Another foul is called. Jesse Bird keeps saying, just don't foul, and Champion, I don't know what it is with small college teams, but they love the foul with the lead at the end of games. I see it everywhere I go. Good deflection there, and Champion can run it out. So Ozark will fall to 11-19 on the season. Champion improves to 12-14. They'll play for 5th. Ozark for 7th. 72-62 is your final. Folks, we got to go. Get ready for 3 semifinals all coming at you, coming up here in just about 15 minutes. It's Arlington and Los Angeles. Thanks again for watching, everybody, and we'll talk to you again tomorrow.